How it feel to be a dad, how it feel to be a man. You provide by any means, and we sticking to the plan. Yeah, I do this for my seed. Come and listen, come and see. Remember, it was just me. Now it's all about me. Lead by example, this for my child. I swear that I got you for life. Went from the court to talking about buckets, now we talking pampers and wipes. I really love this though. Look at you and get inspired. You the fuel to my fire. Come here, let me change your diaper. Diaper dash.
Diaper Dad fam, what is good? We are back again. Listen, man, I'm getting better and better with this shit. This intro is coming in kind of nice. We on episode, I think we on episode, what, 20, 21?
This will be the first episode of the second season. Episode 1.
Come on, man. Y'all gotta tell me how y'all like that live video with me and Bug together. Come on, man. Come on.
Bro, we heating up. We doing everything that we said we planned to do. We're doing it, bro. Season 2. I can't believe it's already here.
Hold on. This episode 20. This episode 20. My bad. I got mixed up episode 20, but I'm telling y'all, man, we cooking with grease. Don't y'all ass gonna get burnt. Bug, what's good, man?
Another blessed day in parenthood, man. How's everything going?
Shit good, man. Shit good.
Yeah.
Same old shit, man. Work, coaching, summer league. Coaching about to get started soon, man. Fall league about to get started soon. September's here. The basketball season here. Football about to start. So, hey, man. Fucking year's going by fast.
So fast, bro. I'm just waiting till January. I'm excited. January. Big villas that take up the block. I'm waiting whatever. Me and GQ.
I had to get Dev out there to record us, man.
We might just have to let's just not give away. We got a lot of stuff tucked away right now. Let's just keep the people shocked when that shit does happen.
Listen, I can't wait till January. I can't wait, yo. To be honest, I really can't wait till the year's over, man. I really can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of like done with this year. Like, kind of like done with it, man. Like, I want the new year to start. Like the whole Corona. Obviously, things to get better. I'm kind of like just done, man. Like summer went by so fast. Like literally, it's just like that. You know what I mean?
Gone.
I'm just ready.
Our kids are 2, bro.
That, kids are 2. But I'm just ready for 2022, man. I got some big things in the work, man. Like I'm really think next year gonna be a blessed year, man. Like another.
For
this
sure.
year was just kind of like, just kind of riding the wave.
Recovery.
But this next year, it's the wave where I'm underneath the shit, where I'm like this. You feel me?
Yeah. Oh, you
feel me? Like the shit where they like, and you underneath. Niggas is like, yo, is he gonna make it out? And the wave just, I'm out that bitch like.
There you go. Attaboy. Attaboy. That's what we on, bro. Yeah, we got a lot of big shit coming 2022. But no better way to start it than taking a family trip, Diaper Dad family trip down to the DR for the one time.
That's right.
My first time out the country, so I'm super excited right now, bro. We about
Listen, man. You ain't gonna. I tell people all the time, when you start to really just expand and like go to the place, you're gonna be like, man, I can't believe niggas be going to Ocean City.
Oh, I know.
I can't believe niggas is doing this.
Bro, I was like that when I lived in San Diego. I was like, yo, I went to Ocean City, Virginia Beach for what, bro? Like I'm here, like I'm on the Pacific. This is crazy.
But you gotta have the money. That's the only thing. You gotta make sure your money right. As long as your money right, a lot of opportunities can be happening.
Oh, bro, we already know the bag. Cool. We all right over here. No worries. No
Yo,
worries.
Side note, I should have listened to you on Moderna, man. I should have. But you know what? I was talking to Obi. I didn't want to put any more money in the stock market. We had talked about that because he was like, yo, I took my money. I'm like, I'm not putting any more money. I'm just leaving my money on Rocket. But it's crazy because when we first talked about it and you was telling me it was at like 100 and something, right? 100 and something. That shit is up to like 300 plus now.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
I've been reading up on Moderna, bro, and they're just that mRNA shit. That's like supposedly the next wave.
It's crazy because you like, yo, you telling me, I'm like, yeah, but I'm just like, yo, I just didn't want to take any more money out of my account and put back in there. But okay. Shit,
hey, bro,
you was right, man. You was right.
Another missed opportunity is another door for a better one. So
yeah, definitely, man, definitely. You take it with the bad, I take it without. Y'all know I got my Drake quotes written down. Y'all like that one. People always say that. Take the good with the bad. I take it without. All right. Let's get it popping for the day, man.
All right. So let's get into it, right? So, you know me scrolling through Facebook. I might be on Instagram for this one. But anyway, ran across something on IG or whatever on social media. I took a picture of it. I want to get the exact verbiage. Here it is. Do children deserve apologies or explanations from their parents? Because you know, mama growing up, mama's always right. Right? Daddy's around. We just look at it. We already invested that he is looking out for our best interests, right?
Yeah.
But we're human, right? No one's perfect in this world. So do we make that apology, or do we just say the hell with it, they'll get over it, or what?
Well, when I had first saw this, I think it all depends on like the age, man. I think that, you know, not every age deserves an apology, because it's like they don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you apologizing to a 1-year-old. It's like they don't understand it. They just understand your face and you smiling or whatever. But if you say, yo, I'm sorry, they're not gonna understand what sorry is.
So what about for your own guilt, right? So perfect example. Bo, 7 months, 8 months. We didn't know he had an egg allergy, right?
Yeah.
I'm feeding him eggs. He breaks out, his face looking like Martin, like all lumped up, just like welts all on his face. And I was like shell shocked for like the whole day. I couldn't, and I knew he couldn't like answer me or understand me at that age. But I felt in my body like the guilt just ate me alive, to where it was like, yo, I was like, listen, bro, I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it won't happen again. Like, there's some times where you just don't know, when you genuinely don't know, and you fuck up, and it's like, do you apologize? You know what I'm saying? Even if they don't know, because you're guilt, or if they're at that age, say they're teenagers, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so for me, I think we're probably a little bit different. I don't have any remorse. So and the reason I say that, like, if I was in your shoes, you know, people could say I'm a bad person and this, that, and the third. I'm not gonna be like, yo, like, I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm be like, yo, dang, yo, like that happened, but I had no clue. You know what I mean? I had no clue that, you know, he was allergic to you know, eggs or whatever he was. Now, if I did, come on, Shane, you gotta do better, man. Come on, Shane, you gotta do better, bro. But you know what I mean? Like, yo, the first time I have it, damn, yo, shit, what the fuck? My bad, yo, like, yo, God, yo, what the fuck?
I know it's such a simple question, but it's so complex, because there's in parenthood, we're always told like, yo, you're gonna fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And the beauty of it is that your kid is always going to come back to you. You know what I mean? Like, even if they're young, like when Bo broke out his milk allergy, he still was around me, still wanted to be around me like I'm his best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the shit I take pride in. So it's like, personally, like, how do you internally take that you know what I'm saying, that fuck up more so. Like, do you apologize? Do you tell yourself it's yeah, you could go the route of apologizing, you can go the route of just for your own sake, you know what I'm saying? The hell if the kid can understand you for your own sake. So if they're one and you're telling them that you know they can't talk, they can't understand you, you know what I'm saying? Does it help you just to say, you know what, I'm sorry for what happened? Maybe not give them the explanation part of it right now because they're so young.
Nah, like I said, for me, we probably just different, man. It's the same thing. Like if I'm dealing with somebody, like yo, if I know I'm right, I'm actually right. You know what I mean? And I mean good. I don't, you know what I mean? Like there's no need to like apologize. Like, yo, if I'm walking into you and I bump into you, I'm like, yo, my bad. You know what I mean? I don't need to explain myself. Like I know, like generally it was my bad. Like I keep it moving, especially if I didn't know or I didn't see you. And it's the same thing like for the kids, like, yo, if I generally did not know, we walking, there was a stick right there. I didn't see the stick. She tripped over it and, she got a little cut on her knee. I can't, you know what I mean? Like, hey, to me, and at the end of the day, yo, I'm just like, yo, they kids, man. They kids, yo. Like, it's normal. Like my cousin was like, yo, she was like, yo, she said something. I was like, no, Nova's, got a little runny nose or whatever. And then she was like, yeah, my son, he's sick too. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going around. And I just told her, I was like, yo, it's normal. They kids. We want them to get sick. We want them to build their immune system. We want them to have little hiccups. We want them to, not saying this on purpose, but we want them to touch the stove so they know it's hot. How are they ever gonna know it's hot? You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna go through their whole life not knowing anything. We want them to, pick something up and then realize it's wet. Because at the end of the day, they're gonna be like, yo, don't pick that up. It's wet. You know what I mean? They got to learn on their own what's right from wrong. We're not gonna teach them everything. They're gonna learn off a lot of experiences. You know what I mean? Don't slam the door. Your finger gonna get hurt again. Little stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing. It's like, I know, like you know your children off the cuff. Like once their feet hit the ground, they start moving around. You know how they maneuver. I know for a fact, Bo he's my child that has to learn through experience, right? So like, I can sit there and tell him like, Bo, don't touch the iron. That motherfucker's hot. Don't touch it. I'm like, hot. No, he'll look at me and say hot, but I'll catch his ass going back over to do some, like just as an example, I'll catch his ass going back over to the iron until that moment. It's like, you know what? All right, I said enough. I'm gonna let your ass get burnt and you're gonna figure it the hell out. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man.
So,
like that's
Cassidy,
kids in general, though.
Yeah, that's kids in general. But like Cassidy, on the other hand, I could tell her like, don't touch something that's hot. Don't touch it. She'll try me once. I'll look at her and then she'll sit back down and she won't even think twice about it. So,
well, you gonna have kids. You have kids that's different, man. Kids that's gonna go against the grain. Some kids is gonna go, with the grain. That's life. To me, and that's how I always look at things, man. I'm like, yo, if a kid bad, all right, they bad. If a kid good, okay, they good. But it's just like, like every kid different. Like some kids don't listen, some kids do listen, some kids cry, some kids don't cry, some kids run around, some kids are quiet. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Like you go to a birthday party, a kid might not be social. It's like, all right, cool. Like you're just not social. Like, all right, he'll get that shit when he get that shit.
All right, so let's turn up the heat then. All right, so we figured out the situation where it comes down to the explanation for shit. You know what I'm saying? When we fuck up. So how does the conversation go? Let's turn it to us. So how does the conversation go with your significant other, right? Who's like, because women, we know, like women nowadays, everything comes from a book. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything's like, they're not built like how our mothers were, right? So how does that conversation go for you when you trying to like, nah, just let Nova Rose do what she got to do. Like, just don't even worry about it. She'll be all right at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like when you said those kids are like, some kids are bad, some kids are good. There's no textbooks to this shit. So it's like, how do you break that mold? It's like, yo, they are who they are.
I just don't even say shit anymore, yo. I'm being honest, yo. Like, I'm just at the point where it's just like, all right, yo, like, you know what I mean? Like, if that's how you want to do things, it's just like, all right, I guess I could tolerate it. You know, it's just like the same example, like Nova's like, we was about to have Nova's birthday party, right? Actually, this weekend coming up, Saturday. And Nova's been having like a runny nose a little bit and just a little bit fussy. I'm like, yo, let her just ride that shit out. Tomorrow she'll probably be good because obviously the normal thing is, you know, as the day goes by, kids get better, people get better. Jazz was like, nah, like we gotta reschedule it. You know what I mean? Like we gotta reschedule it. And she's like, yo, I don't want no one getting sick, which is true. But I'm just like, all right, yo, like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, whatever.
But how were you before then?
I'm like, nah, man, like trying to push my hand. You know what I mean? Like, nah, yo, like we should do it, yo. Just hold off, wait till tomorrow, yo. Like, let's just wait till tomorrow instead of waiting 2 days ahead and then just try to force my hand, but like, yo, but we already bought all of this. Like, we got everything planned. It's gonna mess up this, that, and the third. But now I'm just like, yo, if you want to bite dust, you'll bite dust, man. You know what I mean? Like you'll realize it. And the sad part about it is women will never say they bite dust, right? So they bite the dust, they probably choke on that shit and they still won't say, yo, damn, yo, like I probably shouldn't have took that step because if I didn't and I listened to you, I wouldn't bite dust. You know what I mean? And I think that's the sad part about things about definitely women. It's just like, yo, they know they in the wrong and they won't even say it. Like, yo, Dan, yo, like Lawrence did tell me, yo, like, shit, yo, they good without a jacket. It's 95 degrees out here. It's just like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just at the point where I'm just like, yo, if you want to feel the guilt, go ahead. Like,
Oh no, they gonna eat you up, boy. Oh, they gonna eat you up. But
you can't eat what's already ate.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yo, hey, you preaching to the choir, bro. They gonna get us though, because that's some real shit. Cause it's like, all right, so now it's like women will never admit when they're wrong or like what they should be. Or maybe it's not even admitting they're wrong, just admitting that, you know what I mean? I should have listened. I guess it's considered being wrong. I try to lighten it up.
Like it has to be something that's like both of y'all can laugh about where the woman's gonna be like, you was right, Lawrence, you was right. But it's never like, all right, you was right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you was right. Like, we didn't need her sandals. We should have put her shoes on. It's just like, all right, like, yo.
And you know what the sick part about the whole shit is that when it comes to that, even when it comes to that laughing at, like, yeah, you was right, we be eating that shit up because we just take any little victory we can, man. Just like we said last season when it came to that like unconditional love and shit. Like whenever we can get it, it's there, baby. We got to take it.
Man. I just let them bite the dust sometimes, man. And if they want to feel that way, they can feel that way. It's just like I just try not to either stress about it. Like I said, old me would have tried to force my hand, but I'm just like, you know what, man? Like the time will come, man, when I gotta force my hand, and I'm gonna be ready for it. Like I feel like, yo, once they get older, it's like it's nothing you can really do. Because I think one of the biggest thing, like women are always, and this is some women, they're always trying to baby babies, which makes sense. It makes sense. It's logical to baby kids that are young, but it's like, yo, when do we ever stop that? You know what I mean? Like just think about it. All right, yo, we babying them. Like, don't worry, yo. Like, they're only kids. Like, okay, they're only kids. Like, what age do you be like, all right, yo, you're not a kid?
Do you know what though? I really believe that the babying stops on our dime.
What you mean?
Like, there comes a point where it's like, yo, you gotta chill. Like this is a kid. For instance, this past summer or in July, Bo had one of his appointments for speech therapy. Everybody knows Bo has been having speech therapy sessions for the whole first season. But anyway, they were talking about his posture and his core, and like he has a very weak core, like the way he moves and tries to get up and shit like that. She's like, one thing the therapist was like, one thing that could really benefit him is if you let him to like climb into his car seat and have him sit down, or climb into his dinner chair and sit down. So, i.e., he needs to start being a grown like a kid now. You know what I mean? Like he needs to be able to walk to the car instead of us carrying him to the car. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
You know, that helps with the independence too, because they will be so attached to you. And I hate that, because even the daycare, like when you get to daycare, that's one thing they're gonna tell you, like, yo, if you want to break the attachment, when you take them out of the car seat, let them walk to the door.
Exactly. So I think so exactly. That's a valid point. So I was telling Ash, like, yo, we gotta start babying, because we're so used to just picking them up and carrying them all around. They 2 years old, bro. Like, you know what I mean? They're some grown ass fucking kids. Like they can walk, they can put their own shoes on at this rate. You know what I mean? So I changed the method of madness around here. Like, yo, we need to put, because we would sometimes Ashley would feed them breakfast here or feed them breakfast over at a parent's house. But either way it goes, they didn't have shoes on. We would just pick them up, put them in the car. Now I make an effort to put their shoes on in the morning. They can walk out the door. They walk down the stairs to the car. Bo climbs in his car seat. Of course, I'll help them when they need to. But that was like, and then I would catch Ashley like picking him up home. But yo, if you don't put that girl down, that's a big girl now. You know what I'm saying? And I always would say big girl because Cassidy can also hear him. You know what I'm saying? They can encourage her. Same when it came to potty training. Like, you guys are big boy, big girl now. You know what I'm saying? We just completed that July. So we're getting ready to push the envelope. You know what I'm saying? Like, these kids are getting older. And I feel like women get let me back up. I think when women, you know how like when moms always say, like even our moms, like, you'll always be my baby. I always will see you as my baby.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like an attachment to that stage where it's like in the first 1 or 2 years. Like with Bo, I can't picture Bo as an adult, but whenever Bo hits 25, 27, I'm always going to revert back to when he was 2. You know what I'm saying? And I think men do that too, but I think we see it that way as well. We just always want to, we promote the independence, and we promote that they're big kids now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. Women always do that. But I think it has to, I'm just like, listen, man, you gotta stop babying them, man. Like, just let them walk, man. Like the other day, Jazz was like, yo, where's the pump? I'm like, the pump for what? She was like, so I can pump up the stroller. Like, yo, there's no need to use a stroller anymore, yo. Like, you know, even though I didn't say that, like I said, just let them bite the dust, let them do whatever. I'm just like, yo, there's no need to get a stroller, yo. They're like, they're able to walk. It's the same, yo. The crazy thing about it is it's the same thing with anything in life, yo. You keep supporting something, it's not gonna stand on its own. It's easy. That's it. It's easy. It's logical. It's anything that you want in life, yo. Like, you keep supporting a spoiled kid, you keep giving them money, they're never gonna become independent. You keep supporting and not working on your ankle, it's gonna be weak. It's not gonna have it. It's gonna keep relying on the support. It's simple, you know what I mean? But I think they're just at a stage, or they just have this in their head where like, yo, they have to continue just baby them, mom them. There's nothing wrong with being their moms, but yo, sometimes you just gotta let that little bit go. It's like, yo, it's like you start off like this, and slowly you have to start like giving them room.
Exactly.
To just walk away.
Perfect example. Perfect example. We went through a phase of like feeling the need to be in the child's face, be in their face 24/7. Like, they always needed something to do. Uh, and Ashley would actually get mad at me because like in the mornings, like I'm just waking up. First of all, don't talk to me the first 20 minutes after I wake up because I need to figure out where the hell I am half the time anyway,
Yeah.
right? But there was one particular morning, um, I just was on the couch, had ESPN on. The kids were just being kids. They just woke up themselves, you know what I'm saying? And I remember her getting mad at me about it because I wasn't like interacting with them. And I told her, I was like, yo, I don't need to be in a phase 24/7. And oddly enough, like 2 nights before, I sent her a video on IG and it was saying that, like, listen, it's okay for your kids to be bored because it sparks their creative juices of what they can do for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like what interests them, you know what I'm saying? Do something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
But she got upset at me by it. She was mad at me for it. Yo, like 2 days later, the therapist came over. It was like, both speech therapists came home and was like, listen, you don't have to be in their face all day long. It's okay for them to be bored. That means that they'll spark an interest in what they
And you're doing
want to do.
something.
Exactly. And it was like, I don't need to be, and I just be on the couch. I don't listen.
That fucking hurt. I probably would have took a picture of that. Like, you heard them? You heard what they said? Same shit I was telling your ass.
That was my moment. I was like, yo. And then another time, it ain't nothing against Ashley because at the end of the day, this is typical. I feel like this is typical mom behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like it's completely normal. We got so many toys in this house. It's partially my fault. I used to go on these toys.
You told me.
I used to go on these toy shopping sprees, right?
I was like, yeah, I told you. I was like, I don't even think I bought a toy.
Yeah. So I was like, yo, we got to get rid of some of this shit. Like our basement is full of shit all over the place. Like, it's just like, I'm like, our house, we only got so much space. I'm like, yo, we got to get rid of some. We got to get rid of some. Ashley's just clinging on to every little like baby toy and shit. Like, I'm like, yo, we got to get rid of this shit. And then Bo's therapist was like, it's not, the house needs to be cleaned out because of Bo. He gets overly stimulated. He feels like he has to touch everything and play with everything. So it's not really, he can't really focus on what he's doing at the time because and 2 seconds later, he thinks he has to do something else. Yeah. You know, remember I was telling you about how those small victories, you were like, yes. I was like, yeah. I was like, you know what? I looked at the therapist, I was like, yo, I just said that the other day. Like, we need to get rid of it and we consolidated. You know what I'm saying? I think women like to hold on to the fact that those are babies, in which they should. They're more than entitled to do so. But it's like, when do you break that mold? Where does a man step in? Like, yo, listen, chill. This is a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like he could be on his own. He could feed himself.
I think when they just get older, man, like people are always going to battle with that. You know what I mean? People always, and like I said, different women. Some women, sometimes some women might take the back roll to things and just listen. You know what I mean? Some women don't. But I think they probably always going to think they know what's best. Like I said, that's just the reality of things when sometimes it's not like, great example to me too. The other day, Nova, we had like some chicken, some fries, some fruit, and I had some lemonade. And this is actually perfect. This is perfect, yo. I actually just bit my tongue, man. Even though I knew it didn't make any sense, and I knew it was wrong for what she was doing. I knew it was. She was just eating her fruit, and she didn't want to eat any meat. So I was like, all right, you ain't gonna eat no meat. You can't have any lemonade then, right? And she started fussing, and Jasmine was like, yo, I think you're being a little too harsh on her. I'm like, how am I being harsh? I just want her to eat, I want her to eat her chicken. She was like, yo, what? She ate her fruit. I'm like, yeah, I understand she ate her fruit, but we trying to get her to eat her chicken. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like, yo, if that's the case, then like, she just not gonna get any lemonade. And like Jasmine like was in her feelings about that. Like I was being too hard on her. And I'm just like, yo, just explain the logic to me behind it, because I don't understand your logic. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get her to eat. And then if she eats, she can get rewarded with juice. You know what I mean? But if she's not going to eat, then she going to have to drink water, or she's not going to be able to get this juice right here. And I'm just like, yo, like, just explain to me the logic that you're coming from, because I don't understand. It's not about being hard. It's just strictly just like, yo, having rules. And I have that, and I tell them that all the time, like, yo, stop creating bad habits in the house. You know, stop walking in the house with your shoes on. Stop waking up and not showing them how to make your bed. Stop leaving stuff around, like put it in the sink. Because once they see you do things, they're gonna want to do it too. Like, you are hugging Ashley all the time, they're gonna want to hug you all the time. They're gonna gravitate off of you. That's what kids do. They start seeing mommy kiss daddy all the time. They're gonna want to do that. The same thing, if you walk up to Ashley and you go, they're gonna start doing that to Ashley. They're gonna start doing that around the house. So I'm like, yo, start creating good habits. You know what I mean? Stop doing the habits that you want to do. Like, yo, every time that I'm with Nova now, I pick her up from my grandma or whatever. First thing she does when she walks in the house, sits down on the little like step we have. She takes her shoes off, because that's a habit that I have in the house. That's a habit that I do too. You know what I mean? Like, yo,
Yeah.
she already knows. I'm like, yo, just sit down. She sits down, takes her shoes off. Same thing when I wake up in the morning. I don't know about everybody else, but when I was raised and how I was raised, and anyone that knows me or lives with me, I make my bed every morning. That's a habit that's in my household. That's in my household. I don't care who you are. That's something I do as a man, as a Brown.
Talk your shit, bro.
I make my bed every day. And, you know, one thing my grandmother always told me, she's like, yo, you never know who's going to bring you back to your house and have to put you in your bed, right? You never want them to be like, yo, damn, yo, like Shane dirty. You know what I mean? Exactly. Yeah. So like, yo, he a dirty person, yo. Like any roommate I have, yo, they know I make my bed, bro. And that's the same thing with Nova. When I wake her up in the morning, I'm fixing up. Even though she doesn't do it all the time, she sees the habit of me making her bed and making my bed. I make my bed and go in there. I'm like, yo, Nova, fix up your corner. She like, sometimes she won't touch it. Sometimes she be whining. Some days she does touch it. But I get into a routine that eventually she's going to start seeing me like, yo, okay, this is something that daddy does. This is something that is normal. So like I tell Jasmine, yo, get good habits, man. Like, come on, man. Don't be a slouch.
Yeah, I can't stand you. Yeah, nah, bro. I'm sitting here in the playroom right now thinking like, yo, everything that you just brought like to the seriousness of the situation, you made it so lighthearted. Like, it's so important for, you know what I mean, you to instill those habits in your kids at an early age. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we oftentimes lose focus of it as adults, because at the end of the day, we're raising kids. Well, it's your first time, you know what I'm saying, or even your second time. If you're like anything after 2, I feel like you're already seasoned in the game. You're a seasoned vet, you know what I'm saying? You know how to handle it. But around those 1 or 2 kids, it's like you often lose sight of like, they're like certain shit you say, certain shit you do around the crib, they're going to pick up on it. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, our goal is to mold adults and to be good Samaritans, you know what I'm saying? Know right from wrong. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, how do you let them learn what's right from wrong, but also still be that security blanket? I mean, I guess we kind of touched on it before in season 1, but
I definitely agree. Like, there's certain things they gotta, you know, just go. But then there's certain things that are just like, that's ethical. You know what I mean? That's just ethical things to do. Like, and anyone can tell you, bro, when you see kids do stuff that's ethical, like say thank you, hello, you grab it, you kind of like, okay.
You came from the right crib. You came from the right house. Yeah,
exactly. Like, yo, Dennis Shooter, his kid. I don't know. You could probably look this up, y'all, when y'all listen to this shit. I bet you his kid's maybe 2 or 3. But I was watching his vlog. His kid came to him to open this ice cream, right? And Dennis was like, yeah, all right, I'm about to open it up. Just sit right here. He sat right there. Dennis opened it up. First thing that kid said was, thank you, right? He's been trained, bro. He has a habit. You know what I mean? Like, And those are like the little things that I do. Like now, you know, Noah's been doing this for a while, but anyone that comes in her facility, if you sneeze, bless you. You know what I mean? She will say that. She will say, bless you. Even if it's a small cough. Hey, man, Jasmine, that's a great habit you have taught her. Bless you. I like that. All right. You're learning, shorty. You're learning. All right. But like little stuff like that, bro, like we gotta keep doing, yo. Like, yo, you know, like I got a habit when we leave my grandma's house, Nova, say goodbye to everyone in the house, hug everybody, gravitate towards that. You know what I mean? Don't be just walking out. No, that's not how we play, baby.
Yo, Bo, oh my God, bro. I low-key kind of melted the other day. We woke him up. And this is probably his first time, like I really heard him like loud and clear. I went to go pick him up before I even entered the room, he saw me. He goes, "Hi, Daddy," and waved. I was like, yo. And I was like, yo, bro, get a fucking mop in a bucket, bro. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like when they come over and they say, they may not be clear because they're only two. Like, they come over and say, "Help, please," or "Up, please." That's Cassidy's favorite. "Up, please." And I always ask them, what do you say? You know what I'm saying? They always go pup, and they'll say B. Bo will say bees. And I'm like, all right, bro, here. I'll do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that they like acknowledge you, like for instance, a cat when they come home and I step outside, Cassidy greets me before I even get to the car. She goes, "Hi, Daddy," and she waves. You know what I'm saying? Like little shit like that. That lets you those are the small things that you kind of like latch onto to understand like, yo, you're doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Your kids aren't snot-nosed kids, because ain't nothing worse than having little Bobby Joe fucking running his mom out the damn playground, telling her no and I'm not going, and throwing fits and shit like that.
That's Nova's new thing though.
That's terrible too, though. So it's different. But I'm talking about these older kids where they like, you know what I'm saying? Like those 5-6-year-olds that know, right? Like some parents just don't know how to say no. And it's just like, yo, tell little Susie, get her ass in the car and we can get the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
is it because they don't have a father figure? Because you said we the ones that started. Or is that another?
They got a father figure, but they probably just don't really like the, I don't know. But I know I've seen families with and you know what? And it may not even be that it's a father figure that's doing it. I'll retract a little bit on that statement, because I've seen some fathers deal with like their daughters and shit, and they be like on like complete bitch mode where they daughter be telling them no and we gonna do no. What?
So let me ask you this, yo, because like this is something like we definitely need to talk about. Are they assertive? Right? And I sent you that
yeah, you sent me that shit a while back. Yeah, the podcast
about a week ago from Nice and Neat. Shout out to those guys. They were talking about being assertive, right? And yeah. I think that is huge for a man, and it definitely it molds you into also being a father. So assertive is like actually like knowing what you want, like being direct with things, like being like a leader and stuff like that. And to be like, you know, like an ideal man, like I do believe you need to be assertive with things. You know what I mean? You need to know what is going on, especially if you are like the head honcho. And like you said, sometimes some men are just not like that, because not every man, and it's funny, yo, because we be thinking, and it's funny, we do think that every man or every woman is supposed to be like the way they should be, but they're not.
Not at all.
So, and I think that maybe we could talk about that, you know, on another episode, like being assertive. You know what I mean? How does that transition into being a father? Because I think that definitely is a good key word to being a good father, being a good man, which is, you know, the bread and butter of our podcast.
Yeah.
But some people need to be assertive, man.
Yeah, nah, especially with fatherhood, bro. Because if you think about this shit, like, yo, the last thing you want. I mean, some dads just give in and cave into whatever their daughter wants. And listen, bro, that's your prerogative. I can tell you right now, in Lawrence Wesley Davis, this is a second household. That shit is not flying, bro. Like, not at all. Because I'm telling you something for a reason. And I'm okay with you being mad at me. Because at the end of the day, you're my child. you're my set of twins. Like, I don't have to like you to love you. My mom used to tell me that all the time growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to like you to love you. Meaning, we don't got to be friends in the moment where you feel frazzled and you're upset about something, but know that the love is always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I tell anytime they freak out now, I tell them, listen, I ain't got to like you to love you. All right. Because
You be
it's
talking to these kids like they 13, bro.
yeah, bro. I'm instill. It's here, bro.
Feel it.
Installation is there, bro. It's there. But what I'm saying is, I talk to them like they're grown adults. But the thing about it is that I know my kids. I know my kids understand me. They know a lot more than what they're showing. Their poker face is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may not be able to talk it, but they know what I'm saying. So yeah, you gotta be. It's okay to tell your kids no, and because there's a reason why you're telling them no. And if they ask you why, which every kids go through, all that why stage, why is because I said so is not the
And
most
I'm the adult. You're the kid.
it's not the most valid answer at the time if you think about it. Like, now going back to it, it's like when my parents used to tell me, like, because I said so, it's like looking at it from the other side, it's like, yo, that's a fucking weak ass statement. Like, I need like a valid like reason as to why. And I'm gonna give you the explanation. Back to what we was talking about earlier. There's gonna be an explanation for what I'm. There's a method to my madness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling
but
you.
let me hit you on the head with this. You don't want to, and I'm not even gonna say you don't want to. I just think that I don't want my kid getting into a regimen of always questioning what I say, right? Yeah. And now the room is getting quiet, right? Because it's some truth to this, and it's the same thing with this kid today, man. This kid came to the huddle. He's like, yo, like, we should be running man, this, that, and the third. And coach went off on him. He was like, yo, listen, sub his ass, right? He went off. He was like, yo, like, coach, you're not giving me a chance, this, that, and the third. And it's like, yo, like, I'm the coach, right?
I gave you a chance. You just trying to do my job. That's the problem.
Exactly, right? And the reason why you have to do certain things, the reason why you have to be assertive with your actions is because when people see him do it, other people will think it's okay to do it. They will start to question you, and he will start to question you more if you don't nip it in the butt. All right. So now it's like, yo, put that up over there, right? Why I gotta put it up, daddy? Because I said so. That's why. It's not because if you put it up, it won't fall off. It's because I said so. I'm not going to tell you again. You feel me? Because then after this, they're going to want an explanation for everything. It's like, yo, when it's time for an explanation, there will be an explanation. But for right now, I'm the parent. I'm telling you right because it's right. I ain't going to tell you what I'm going to do.
That motherfucking line. There's a difference between being a best friend and a parent. And you can be both too. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, hold on to that because I hear people always saying like, yo, I be hearing like before I was a parent and I'm a parent, like they're like, yo, I'm not my kid's best friend, I'm a parent. Yeah, and that's something I definitely want to touch on. Like, yo, you know, it's just like, yo, people are just like, nah, it's cool to be best friends. It's like, nah, I'm a parent. Like, we ain't best friends.
And that's a shout out to Ma Dukes, because, bro, she did the best. Like, yo, she was like my best friend, but she was excellent, like superb at drawing the line when it came to being a parent. I don't know how the fuck she did it, and it's naturally coming out of me now, and I'm starting to see it. So it's like there's teaching moments for everything, right?
Like, quick question: did you get beans growing up?
Yo, Ramona beat my ass one time.
Okay.
And I never. Ramona did 22 years in the military, bro. I talked back to the summer school. Yo, it was bad. She told my sister, it was so bad. She told my sister to go to the basement. I was in my room. She whooped my ass. That was a one time. That was the only time, but I straightened up. I already knew what type of time she was on. I think I know where you're going with this one. But anyway, she did such a good job of like being my best friend when it came to like those personal talks. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants their kid to come to them when it comes to like sex and all the other shit, driving and everything else that comes on in this crazy world. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a matter of like, okay, cool. It's okay that you're telling me that you're doing this. I'm going to assist you. But when you're fucking up, I'm going to tell you about yourself. I'm not just going to think it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like she did a great job of that. And that's kind of like the trust I want to instill in my kids. You know what I'm saying? I want them to come to me for everything. Like if you're going to go to a party and drink and you're underage, whatever the case may be, don't drive, just call me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be mad at you because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm not gonna be mad at you, but I just need you to be safe. You know what I'm saying? That's where the parent aspect comes into things. You know what I'm saying? I want them to come to me as that best friend. Like, hey, mom, dad, I'm at a high school party. Well, hey, dad, I don't know if Ashley can handle it, but hey, dad, I'm at a party. Like, I've been drinking. I need you to come pick me up. Cool. That's fine. I can come get you. You know what I'm saying? That way I can trust you. I can give you a little more leeway with certain shit that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom's 2 to 3 biggest rules was 3 biggest rules. Don't burn my house down. Don't have the cops calling, and do not tell me you got anybody pregnant. This was back in high school. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as long as you obey those and also have good grades, you know what I'm saying? As long as you have those 4 things rolling, then I was allowed to do everything within reason, like within my world. You know what I'm saying? I was able to go to high school parties. She never told me no. I was able to go hoop and go play basketball till 10, 11 o'clock at night because she knew, you know what I'm saying? Like she could trust me. And that's ultimately that's what you want with your kids.
Well, let me tell you something, man. In a perfect world, it sounds good, but there's a lot of kids out there that, you know, that break those rules, man. And I was just thinking about, you know, some kids I know, man, that, you know, battle with addiction. You know what I mean? Good kids, man, they battle with addiction, you know, and they get that leeway. And the reason, I think one of the reasons they became addicted to whatever they was is because they had that leeway. You know what I mean? They had that opportunity to do those things. And sometimes, you know, you get too much leeway for certain kids, and sometimes it goes down the wrong route.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You can't always give your kid. It's a case by case situation when it comes to that leeway. You know what I'm saying? If I catch you,
man, it's actually real sad, man. Like I got to give you the story, man. You probably watched that. You probably bawl, man. You probably cry your eyes out. Seriously, it's I forgot what it is. I'll text you because I don't have my phone right now. But I don't want to wrap up this before we close out. But it's basically, you know, we talk about that leeway. It's basically about a kid, man. He gets the leeway. You know, he has that relationship with his parents. Like, yo, I'm drunk, this and the third, pick me up. But then he gets caught into addiction to the point to where, man, the addiction just leads to him just doing things out of his character. And I'm a big person to say, you do something once, it's a mistake. You do it twice, it's your character now, right? So he starts doing things that's out of his character, this, and the third, man. And the biggest thing, man, it's actually making me sad. The biggest thing is he lived in a household where his dad was married to another lady, right? And they had kids together, but he was also like, he was also the step kid too, right? So it's like Nick's situation. You have your own kid, but you also to Nick's baby, you know, to wife, his girl, his daughter that's her stepdaughter. It's not her real daughter, right? So at the end of the day, Nick might go beyond his way to do whatever he needs for his daughter, but in the back of your wife's mind, she's like, yo, it's a lost cause, right? And that hurt me, man. That hurt me because in the story, his father was going beyond. It's a true story too. And I don't want to write. His father basically was going beyond what he needed to do because it was his son. It was his son, right?
Right.
And, you know, he was doing all these things and things just weren't getting good. He was still like being addicted, doing this, that, and the third. But at the same time, you got a family with other kids that need you, right? And his new wife is like, yo, I understand it's your son, but you got other kids too, you know? And long story short, man, things ended up going a route which went really bad, man. But at the end of the day, it's just like, it's how much leeway do you give your kids, because sometimes they can take advantage of it. And like you say it all the time. I know my kid, but sometimes you just don't know them well enough.
And that's why I just said it's a case by case situation. You know what I'm saying? If I know you fucking up, if I can, you may say you know your kid, but if you really in tune with your kid, you can kind of sense. Like I went to a prep school, so all the kids that I went to school with, like they didn't see their parents all damn day because they was too busy making millions of dollars and shit like that. Like, and I used to hang around those kids that would smoke weed and do shit out of bongs and all that shit, sitting on a fucking tennis court at their fucking own crib. Like, you know what I'm saying? I seen those kids, you know what I'm saying? I've been around that type of environment. So like when it came to, actually there was one person I knew, he ended up going to rehab. A lot of people a handful of people I went to high school with ended up going to rehab. So it's like, I understand that's like, it's like their parents like lost sense of touch with their children because they had to go make that. You got to find that balance. However, in my household, it was Ramona had a like a sense about her that like if she knew I was fucking up, she would pull shit back, and that's how you do it. You don't keep giving on the leash. You give them enough to where you know they're not gonna fuck up and like maybe slip them to an addiction or some shit like that. If for some reason you can sense that your kids like out here doing dirt, like doing bad to the world or doing bad to themselves, harm to themselves, pull their ass back in. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a case by case situation. Don't think because your kid's got straight A's that he ain't doing some other shit.
Doing straight A's.
Yeah, straight shit.
Popping straight E's.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be in tune with your kid's life. That's why, like my mom, to avoid that part of it, she would always have me in basketball. I was playing basketball year round. The same thing I'm gonna do with them. I got them right now. If you look at the twin schedule, bro, they busier than I am. They in like 4 or 5, they're 3 or 4 different classes right now, a week. You know what I'm saying? Keep them involved in activities and shit they want to do, because at the end of the day, they're going to gravitate towards that. Same when it came with basketball with me, like I gravitated towards hoops. And then look, GQ, I met so many people and our circle was so basketball oriented that like, my mom knew I was safe. She knew I wasn't out here doing anything crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, just try to know your child. Sometimes you don't know your child, but if you can sense something's wrong, 9 times out of 10, it's probably wrong. So this is a great way to kick off season 2.
Listen, man, y'all got everything y'all motherfucking need, man. All right.
Yeah, y'all seasoned now. Y'all know what y'all need. You got it from us, right?
All right, Boog, take them away, man.
I want to repeat myself once again. YouTube, Diaper Dads Podcast. SoundCloud, we there too. Apple Podcasts. Oh yeah, catch us there. Most importantly, Instagram, diaper.dads, diaper.dads. Tune in over there as well. Hey, we'll see you guys soon.
Peace.